1-1. Line drive, base hit, right field. Cox around third. Throw to the plate is offline. And the Giants win it in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, San Francisco, they entered the day 3 games under 500, and with this win, they're inching themselves back closer to that 500 mark. That's right, an absolute assault for Jung-Hoo Lee. A 4-3 W for San Francisco in the series finale, handing the Cubs their first sweep of a series 3 games or more all season long. And with that said, welcome once again to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Yuengling, America's oldest brewery. I'm Cole Wright alongside Ryan Sweeney, and Sween Dog, that 9th inning, well, that was a sticky situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, leading up into that, it was really the Willy Adames show. He had the 2 homers, the 3 RBIs, and the score was 3-3. And then you go in, your closer's in there in a non-save situation, and ends up. My thing is it's not even that. It's more like, you throw 101 miles an hour, why are you getting beat with your off-speed stuff? It was 3 back-to-back singles on sliders or sweepers. So, I mean, you're basically speeding up their back speed. I mean, this first one, that was 101. I mean, jam shot in. But then the next 2 were the sliders. They were basically, I mean, Wilmer Flores, I mean, this guy doesn't even play every day, and he has 64 RBIs. He's sneaky. I said it before he even came up to bat. I was like, watch out for this guy. If he ends up not doing too much damage, but puts a runner in scoring position, bring in a pinch hitter, and then you throw another slider in at 91 miles an hour, and Jung-Hoo Lee is not going to miss that pitch. He puts a ball in play, and a run scores, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and that throw cannot be that far off the line. And taking a look at Daniel Palencia in a tie ball game with a chance to shut down San Francisco, and then the ability to potentially go out there and still swing the sticks. You're taking a look at Palencia in save situations, an ERA of 1.66 with a .92 whip. When it's a non-save situation, as you alluded to, as it was, a 2.39 ERA. We talked about it before the inning actually dug in. And we said closers don't normally pitch with that exact same edge when it's a non-save situation. And the numbers, they shook out right
for
there.
For some reason, there's that mentality with closers that, I mean, I think in that aspect, you're like, hey, I can get a win right here. But they just don't have that for some reason, and I don't know if he would even say that was the situation, but that they have that same competitive edge, like, hey, I'm pitching with a 1 or 2 run lead. I need to lock this down right
Domination.
here. But like you said, the numbers don't lie when it's almost a full run more when you don't have the lead in those save situations. Look, he's been an outstanding closer. That's he's got 20 out of 23 now, I guess you would say, because actually got the loss today. So, but yeah, it's just tough to know. Look, you don't want to lose the game there in the 9th, even though they ended up doing that. You're trying to basically push to try to get to the extra innings where a guy starts on second base. So all around, it's a tough call, but more times than not, we see the closer come in and end up giving up the run that's going to lose the ball game.
It's almost as if you bring in a closer in a non-save situation, tie ball game, looking to continue to extend the contest, and they start to adapt an Olympic boxer mentality. Okay, I'm going to try to win on points. Let's get a jab here, a jab there, and by the end of the match, you see the points. That's how you win, as opposed to a knockout artist, and that's what closers are. They're coming out there, and they are trying to knock you out. They're trying to strike out 3 dudes on 100 pitches, as opposed to get 3 ground balls on 3.
Yeah, and I think you have to give credit to the San Francisco Giants hitters, because nobody really did anything that whole game, like I said, other than Adames. But they came up with the mindset of, hey, I'm not going to win this by hitting a home run off of Palencia because I know that he has good stuff. They really just put bat to ball and had 3 singles right in a row and ended the game quick.
Yeah, not what you wanted to see. Obviously, a sweep at the hands of San Francisco, and that's coming off of a sweep of the Los Angeles Angels. So the vibes, they were so high, and the Cubs just gave up a walk-off. Yep, you see that? My man is upset. He's got the Jim Harbaugh khakis on, the nerdy kicks. Yeah, that's how everyone's feeling right now walking out of the ballpark if you are a fan of these Chicago Cubs, which we all are. And a lot of Cubs fans, they may be sending some hate mail to Willy Adames, because just like we saw with Rafi Devers the night before, this man, once again, a one-man gang. He did it all today.
And the first homer, I mean, that was just left up by Shota, but the second homer, I mean, that ball was out of the strike zone. He was hunting fastballs.
Yeah, and he didn't just do it with the bat. We saw him with an unbelievable tag. We saw him with a number 2 Derek Jeter patented throw from shortstop. The guy was doing it all.
Yeah, you could just tell the way that he stepped into the box today, that he was feeling it, he was balanced, he wasn't missing pitches. And in certain situations, look, this guy doesn't hit for a high average, but we know that he can drive the ball out of the ballpark. I think if you're looking at it as a Cubs fan, you're like, man, you miss a golden opportunity these last 2 days with the Brewers losing. Look, the Brewers just lost 2 out of 3 against San Francisco. They lose 2 out of 3 against Arizona, and you're not picking up any ground because you just got swept.
Yeah, and you knew that there was going to be that lull for those Milwaukee Brewers because they have been way too hot for way too long. But looking at the Cubs and their current numbers, 76 and 58, not too shabby, especially when you compartmentalize and take a look at the wild card standings right now. But these fellas, they're looking to chase down the Milwaukee Brewers, but like Sweeney Dog said, every single time Milwaukee loses a game, you need to win one, and that has not been the scenario as of late. Now, as soon as we return right here on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer, we're going to continue to check in with the fellas. A tough one, some long faces in that series finale, so moving pictures, and we'll hear from some of the usual suspects as always. Keep it locked. More Cubs Postgame Live up next.